Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Laningkes Damayanti. So today I will explain about morphology, free and bound morpheme, and case study. So first I will explain about free and bound morpheme. Free and bound morphemes. A morpheme is the smallest unit in a language that has meaning or grammatical functions. In other words, a morpheme is the basic element of a word. When you divide a word into its smallest components, if that component still has meaning or functions, then it can be called a morpheme. Free and bound morphemes. A morpheme is the smallest unit in a language that has meaning or grammatical functions. In other words, a morpheme is the basic element of a word. When you divide a word into its smallest components, if that component still has meaning or functions, then it can be called a morpheme. Key about morphemes. Number 1, the smallest unit of meaning. A morpheme should not be confused with a syllable. Syllables focus solely on how words sound, while morphemes convey meaning. For instance, the term unhappily consists of 4 syllables, unhappily, but contains 3 morphemes, which serves a negation purpose, happy, which holds lexical significance, and ly, which changes an adjective into an adverb. Number 2, not necessarily a stand-alone word. A morpheme can either represent a full word, house, run, or merely a segment of a word that cannot exist independently, in as. Number 3, 2 types of functions. Morphemes may carry lexical significance. Dictionary definitions such as house, fast, and run. They can also convey grammatical meaning or function. Example include the, and, or affixes like as, which signifies plural. Free morphemes. A free morpheme is a morpheme that can stand alone as complete, meaningful word. It does not require another morpheme to form a word. Key characteristics: can stand alone as a word and serves as root word or base word. Type of free morphemes. First, lexical morphemes carry the main content or dictionary meaning, open class of meaning. Example: house, eat, fast, big, school. Word classes, most nouns, verbs, and adjectives. Number 2, functional morphemes serve to connect lexical morphemes and have grammatical meaning. Close class of meanings. Example: and, on, to, but, if, they. Word classes, articles, prepositions, conjunctions, and pronouns. Example number 1, house lexical can stand alone and carries core lexical meaning. A building for humans, habitation. It can serve as a base for words like housing or housewife. Number 2, run lexical can stand alone and carries core lexical meaning. The action of moving quickly. It can take affixes, for example, running or run. Number 3, tall lexical can stand alone and carries core lexical meaning, having a great height. It can take affixes, for example, taller or tallest. Number 4, unfunctional can stand alone as a conjunction serving to connect two clauses or phrases. Grammatical meaning. It doesn't refer to a physical object or actions. Number 5. O functional can stand alone as a preposition indicating relationships, derivation, or connection. Grammatical meaning. Bond morphem. A bond morphem is a morphem that cannot stand alone as a word. It must be attached to free morphem or another bond morphem to form a word. Key characters cannot stand alone are known as affixes. Types of bond morphems affixes. Number 1. Prefix attached to the beginning of word. Example like unhappy, rewrite, prehead. Number 2. Suffix attached to the end of a word. Example in, walking, ness, happiness, quickly. Number 3. Infix attached in the middle of word, rare in English. Note, more common in another language. Number 4. Circumfix or confix attached simultaneously to the beginning and the end. Function of bond morphems. Bond morphems are categorized based on their function. Number 1. Derivational morphems. Functions change the lexical meaning of the root word and can change the word class. Example like clean adjective plus ness, right row, cleanless nouns. Right verb plus right row, writer noun. Happy adjective plus right row, unhappy adjective. Inflectional morphems. Functions adds grammatical informations such as tense, number, gender, and positions without changing the word, class, or the word's core meaning. There are only 8 in English. All suffix as plural noun, books, as possessive nouns, Johns, as third person singular verbs, walks, at past tense verb, walked, in present participle verb, walking, and past participle verb, eaten, comparative adjective, taller, as separative adjective, tallest. Example number 1. Unprefix, derivational, unhappy, unlocked, unfair, change the meaning to the opposite or negative of the base word. Number 2. Ing, suffix, inflectional, running, walking, eating, marks the present participle form of verb used for progressive tense. Number 3. Ness, suffix, derivational, kindness, darkness, sadness, change adjective. Example, kind into a noun that refers to a state or quality. Number 4. Suffix, inflectional, faster, higher, smaller, marks the comparative degree of an adjective. Number 5. As suffix, inflectionals, books, cars, jumps, marks either the plural form of noun or the third person singular present tense of verb. Now we move on to case study 1, analyzing affixation and grammatical functions. Number 1, identify morphemes. A morphem is the smallest unit of meaning or grammatical functions. Example, outside, going, crowded places like this. Number 2, identify and classify affixes. At suffix derivational, as suffix inflectional, it has two different functions. On the noun place marks plurality, grammatical function. And number 3, explain prefix or suffix. The prefix "un" from the implied word unlike is derivational. It creates a new word with the opposite meaning and may change the word class. the suffix "as", "on", "places", and "likes". In fact, is inflectional. It modifies the grammatical function, number, or tense, but does not create a new word in the election. Case study number 2, inflectional versus derivational morphemes. Number 1, identify morphemes. "In" and "at" are the affixes here. They are inflectional morphemes. Number 2, explain differences. Inflectional functions, inflectional affixes like "in" for present participle or "at" for past tense primarily serve a grammatical function. Case study number 3, irregular morphology and suppletions. Number 1, evaluate the statement. The statement is false when it's not formed by the regular "at" rule. Number 2, analyze suppletions. Suppletion is when a word from is replaced by a completely different root to express a grammatical decisions, like tense or comparisons. Go and when are historically unrelated roots. Number 3, lexical storage. Regular forms "walked" are typically generated by morphological rules. Irregular superlative forms when must be stored separately in the mental section. Case study number 4, compound words, compounding. The 4 compound expressions are greenhouse effect, blackboard, smartphone, and pickpocket. Number 1, morpheme decomposition, and number 2, edocentric or esocentric identification. Compound. Number 1, greenhouse effect. The morphemes is green plus house plus effect. Head, effect, category, noun, compound noun plus noun. Edocentric or edocentric is edocentric. Number 2, blackboard. Morphemes, black plus board. Head, board, category, noun plus noun, adjective plus noun. Edocentric or esocentric is edocentric. Number 3, smartphone. The morphemes is smart plus phone. Category, noun, adjective plus noun. Edocentric or esocentric is edocentric. Number 4, pickpocket. Morphemes is pick plus pocket. Category, noun, verb plus noun. Edocentric or esocentric is esocentric. Number 3, meaning emergence. Head versus modifier. Edocentric compounds. For edocentric compounds, greenhouse effect, blackboard, smartphone, the meaning depends primarily on the head. The head determines the basic category and semantic class of the compound. For example, a blackboard is a type of board and smartphone is a type of phone. The head element is the part whose properties are inherited by the whole compound. The modifier, greenhouse, black smart, serves to narrow the reference of the head. Greenhouse effect is a specific type of effect. Blackboard is specific type of board. Smartphone is specific type of phone. Esocentric compounds. For esocentric compounds, pickpocket, the meaning does not depend on the head or the modifier. It is not a type of pick or a type of pocket. The meaning refers to a concept outside the elements themselves. A pickpocket means a person who picks pockets. The compound as whole refers to a person, noun, while its constituent parts are a verb, pick, and noun, pocket. The head is implicit or an external to the compound structure, resulting in an exocentric structure. Number 4, stress pattern and compound interpretation. The stress pattern is a key phonological feature that differentiates a compound word from a syntactic phrase or modification structure. Compound interpretation, single word compounds typically bear primary stress on the first element. This is often referred to as the compound stress rule in English. Blackboard, a simple item, a specific type of writing surface. Syntactic phrase interpretation. To separate words, a syntactic phrase like an adjective plus noun sequence typically bears primary stress on the second element, the noun or head. Blackboard, a board that happens to be black. It could be any kind of board, like a black piece of wood, not necessarily the specific writing surface. Example number 1, blackboard. Stress pattern, blackboard. Structure, compound, meaning a specific writing surface. Number 2, blackboard. Blackboard. Structure, adjective plus noun phrase, meaning any board that is black. This difference in stress pattern acts as a phonological cue signaling to the listener whether the two words are intended to be interpreted as a single, established lexical unit, a compound, or as two separate words in a standard modification relationship, a phrase. Number 5, theoretical perspective. The analysis above can be explained using theories from morphology and lexical semantics. Number 1, generative or constituent morphology. This perspective explains the structure and properties of the compounds, particularly the concepts of head and endocentricity. The head parameter, a central principle in generative morphology, states that in a complex word, one morpheme is the head and projects its features, example, grammatical category gender, to the whole compound. This explains why blackboard, adjective plus noun, is noun because the head board is a noun. Number 2, lexical phonology and morphology. This framework integrates morphological structure with phonological rules, perfectly explaining the stress patterns difference. Level ordering. Lexical phonology proposes different levels of word formation. Compounding often happens of a deeper, earlier level or two in the lexicon before syntax phrases are formed. Rule application. The compound stress rule, primary stress on the first element, applies at this early lexical level, specifically to structures that have been lexically entered as compounds, like blackboard. Default stress. The prosal stress rule, primary stress on the last element or head, applies later in the phonology component to syntactic structure, like blackboard. Conclusion. The different application points of these stress rules within the lexical phonology interface account for the contrasting stress patterns, which serves to mark the different structural status, word versus phrase, of otherwise identical sequence of morphemes. Case study number 5, analyzing complex words, structure, unbelievableness. Number 1, analyze morphemes, unprefix, belief root, able suffix, ness suffix. Number 2, classify morphemes, root, belief, free morphemes, derivational effects, unableness. They create new words and change word class. Inflectional affixes non-present but an optional plural s would be added last. Number 3, derivational or inflectional interaction. Word formations process in a strict order like layers of an onion. Start with the root belief verb. Add able, believable adjective. Add ness, unbelievableness, noun. If inflection is needed, it goes and lasts unbelievableness. This sequential application is crucial in morphology. Derivational affixes must attack closer to the root than inflection affixes. So that's all for today. Thank you for watching. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.